Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone, and happy spring. It's a beautiful day already. The sun is out. Well, it's coming anyway. Good morning, Kyle. Welcome in. That guy. Happy Friday to you. What's going on? Hey, good morning. Good morning, Candy K. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Happy spring. What's going on? Yes, it's in the afternoon over there where you are, right? Yeah, yeah. It's wonderful how we're all in different time zones, but we're still together. Good morning, Doses. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. The Joy Bus is absolutely here, and I welcome you all in. It's good to see everybody, and I am just looking forward to this moment. Good morning, Rhonda. Welcome in. Happy Friday. I'm just going to sit here and greet everyone, show you some love. It's good to see you. I miss you, Rhonda. Good morning, Cheryl. Happy Friday. It's good to see everyone. And we do not want to go into our weekend with no bad stress. Hey, Christian, how you been? Welcome in. And happy Friday to you. I am looking forward to this weekend. I can't tell you how much. Candy K, I am not going to be looking at no gas prices because you know they are even higher here in California. So I am not going to even look. I'm just not going to look because I don't want to take myself into some unnecessary frazzle. I'm not doing it. Yes, yes, yes. So what are you guys thinking about these gas prices and how the world is spinning around with our money? Woo, that's a lot. Exactly, Doses said. So while y'all coming in, just take a look at the screen. I have my little message up here because we're going to be talking about not bad in Florida, Cheryl. That's awesome. At least one part of the space is not pressuring people with these high gas prices. Um, so we're going to be talking a little bit about stress today. Hi, Jackie. Welcome in. Um, Sometimes it hits us all at once, you know. And my question is, are you saying right now, this is just too much? Are you there yet? And hopefully you're not, but are you there? Yes, in California, high is 630. I just won't even, I haven't been to the gas station in months because I just don't want to see that. And so I'm blessed to not have to go and that someone else can go in my stead. Yes, just trusting God. That's all we can do, you know. And doing that, he's gonna make a way. Don't forget to like this video, Jackie said. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. Hey, Grant, welcome in. Happy Friday. We talking about well, Kitty K was talking about excuse me, gas prices a little earlier. And I just added that to what we'll be talking about today. Yes, yes, God is higher. God is much higher than gas, and he can make a way if it stays up, or he can even make it go down. That's why I love him so much. He can do anything but fail. Amen. Yes. So has anyone said, you know, in the last few days or in the last couple days, this is just too much? Has anybody been there? Let me know in the comments. Are we still on gas? Up to 369. 369. 369, 6, 7. You know. Has anybody been there yet with the this is too much? Let me know in the comment. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but they ain't gonna bother me about that gas. I'm not even going to the gas station. I'm not gonna look. Yes, yes. So welcome in again, everyone. It is all so wonderful to see everyone. And we just got to keep it pushing. And like we've already confirmed, God got this. So yes, Tai Chi. Kendi K says she's managing stress with Tai Chi and turning the news off. Absolutely. Welcome in, Selling Cook George. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you. What's going on with you with that good cooking? Lord have mercy. I'm going to learn how to cook, messing with George and Kendi K. I'm going to learn how to cook. So I just wanted to ask you guys about where you are with your rubber band. Where's your rubber band and where are you with your rubber band? So is it stretched to the point where you can still manage, or is it ready to snap? Which one is it? Which one is it? Are you feeling like a stretched rubber band or a snapping one? And are you carrying stress or are you managing stress? Kitty K says she's managing stress with Tai Chi. Yes. Grant says stress comes in waves for him. I just have to take one thing at a time. Yes, even when things come all at once, sometimes it hits us all at once. But we could just take one thing at a time. One thing at a time. And some of the things we can't even control them anyway. So, that's the first thought that we could possibly have, is to just know this. I can't control everything, but the things that I can control and manage, I'm going to use my tools to manage those, and I'm not going to be overwhelmed. I'm going to be an overcomer. Yes. And Cheryl, love your overcomer shirt. Yes. No stress for me. I bounce and meditate on the word of God. Yeah. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. But things do come our way, and if they didn't, I wonder if life would be boring, But there is some stress that's not bad, right? Grant compartmentalize as much as possible in all these in all the stress that's coming his way. Jackie say, I see you brought Lazy Daisy to the live stream. Yeah, everywhere I go, Lazy Daisy go, because she's my lifeline. And without her, I would be managing way more than stress. Can you imagine if I didn't have my lifeline, my Lazy Daisy? Stretched, but manageable. Yes, doses. Yes. And I'm not saying whole channel names today. Some of you guys got some long ones like mine. And so living well over 60, welcome in. Good morning to you and happy Friday. And we're talking about stress, if we're managing it or if we're carrying it. And if we're managing it, what are we doing to manage? Okay, I'm sorry there. I can call you Shani. Okay, Shani, I'll call you Shani. I've learned how to use the tools that work for me. I work the word and use the other tools, workout, meditation. We got this. Sounds like we got this. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, we got this already. but it's good to talk about it just in case someone is in the bushes or just in case somebody is on the replay, you know, and hopefully they're not, but if they are managing stress, maybe are carrying stress, maybe they could pick up some of the things that we'll be sharing today, and they will be able to find a way out and get that stress managed. But there's the good stress. You know, there is a such thing as good stress. Does anybody have anything for good stress? Let the word of God do the work. Amen, Shani. Kendi K said. The good stress. Yes. So good stress looks like going to do a live for the first time, or even doing a live for the 100th time. You know, it's the excitement, the adrenaline, the butterflies, you know, and the anticipation. That's good stress. But it's, you know, it could be a stress that don't cause you to spiral out, you know, but to have you in a good place, you know. So good stress is when you have, like, just say you have a recital, or you have a premiere, or you're going to do something for the very first time. So there's that excitement there, and there's, the butterflies, and you're still kind of nervous, but it's for a positive thing. And so you're going to go into whatever that thing is positive, but just a little anxious, but not in a negative way. So that's what good stress is. Good stress, we have to have something to motivate us, right? So I call the good stress the motivator, right? It's, like I said, it's the butterflies, excitement. I'm getting ready to do this premiere for the very first time. I had that the other day, but that excitement was trying to take me into another direction. So I managed it by just going live and talking to everybody else and sharing how I was feeling about being nervous to do my premiere. So that's how I managed it. It was a good stress, but it still needed to be managed in my case, because I was like, woo, I don't know. Even though I wasn't even on screen, I would be sitting in the premiere with you in the chat, but I still felt nervous because I hadn't done it before. So that's how I managed it. I just went live and said, hey, y'all, I'm a little stressed. And it worked out. So it is good stress. It's short term, it's manageable. Jackie says it motivates, focus, energy, and it enhances performance as well, often creating a feeling of excitement and fulfillment. And that's how I felt after the premiere had ran its course, and so. But I was like, let me go on here and tell everybody what I'm feeling, and and just share it. And I was able to calm down right then and there. Yes, I still get those butterflies, Grant says, before going live each time, no matter how many times you do it, And so that's a good stress. So, but the bad stress is I call it the overwhelmer, and I got my little notes right here too. So the overwhelming stress is the ones that you receive some bad news, or you're feeling stuck in a situation. It could be a missed bill. Sometimes when we paying bills, we might miss one, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I missed this, and now they won't double, and so we need to to figure out, how we can go in and manage that. So I had written down some things. Jackie's asking me how you feel about live stream. I love it. But every single time, right before it starts, I get a little pounding of the heart, and I'm like, ooh, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. But I love doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it, and because I want to keep seeing you all, and I want to keep going through, So, but for those of you who have chronic illnesses or have an ostomy, like I remember a time when I didn't have an ostomy yet, and I was watching YouTube. I was watching these videos of people who did have them, and this one guy got on, and he was saying there was going to be the passing of gas out loud, and I was driving while I was listening to him, and I had to pull over because I was like, oh, wow, it's okay for guys to pass gas. I don't know why that's a norm, but nobody really pays attention to that. But I'm a woman, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be making noise in public or in a meeting, and I'm a professional, and I have to go to meetings and sit in these meetings, even if it's online, because Daisy can get pretty loud sometime. And I was stressed. I was experiencing stress. And so, but I took that stress and started looking for solutions, and then when I finally accepted that was going to be a thing, then I was able to start going into acceptance. But that's a thing, your bag falling off in public. I've seen people that had ostomy bags that was on a dinner date, and their bag came loose right there at the table. Yes. And that was, could have been a stressful thing, but because she had her ostomy for so long, she was able to, take care of it and manage it without stressing out. So one crafty sister said, everyone glad to be here listening in the bushes. The bushes is all right with me too. Welcome in and happy Friday to you. Yes. Our personality temperaments affect how we deal with stress as well. Yes, it does, Grant. And just remembering everything we can't control, but we could breathe, and I'm not really good with breathing, though. In my history, I have taught other people how to breathe before, but grounding is my thing. But what about when you done worked all week and it's Friday, and then all of a sudden the supervisor says, I need you to stay a couple more hours because we short staffed. But you have other things that you have to do and that you already planned for, which could potentially cause stress, So how do you manage that one? How do you manage when an unexpected family member has taken ill, or you just found out that you have a side effect to this new medication, and it's making you it's hindering your ability to, or your functionality in some way. That could cause stress, so what are we going to do about it, and so do you have your say it's a medical thing, do you have your medical supplies with you? You're out and you're in public, and your sugar went up or it went down, do you have what you need to manage that in the moment? And I just think it's a good thing to talk about these things sometimes, because as life continues to move, and it moves rapidly, and things start coming in, and we forget we have the tools, but we forget sometimes, and we need one another to help us to remember these things. Jackie said, I have never liked being asked to stay over. Yeah, I would say I can only stay an hour or whatever. But yeah, sometimes people require things of us, at the most unopportune time. At this moment, I'm not going to be stressing about it, but I'm expecting someone to knock on my door any minute, because they didn't give me the window, where they gave a window, but not a specific time, where I have to turn over the keys to the car so that they could do some maintenance. And I'm like, it's an unopportune time, because I'm here in Alive right now, and I don't want to be jumping up and, having to manage them, or to help them. So, but that's the case. And hopefully they will stay outside of my window, But what about, this is a really big thing for some people. And some of the other videos and lives I've heard talk about this. So I'll tell you what that is in just a second. And it is always interesting how, as a couple, Christy handles some of the stress better than I do, and vice versa. Yeah, and we just have to remember, if we don't remember anything else, remember one thing at a time, and breathing, grounding. We could talk about grounding a little bit as well. But yeah, we have to manage that stress. And insurance, for those of us who are on weight loss journeys, in treatment for colorectal, breast, ovarian cancers, and are managing ostomy bag. What if these suppliers don't get the appliances to you on time? They said that it was going to ship on this day, and it was going to arrive on that day, and it's not here, and you're on your last bag. My management for that is, and I've shared it, I always keep extra, even if I have to go out of pocket and purchase at some of these medical suppliers, or ostomy supply companies, and I order extra, because we don't have no control over shipment. We don't have no control over that. So that's one way I manage. But insurance, what about you get a medical situation where your insurance need to cover hospital bills, all of that. I remember when I started this journey, I had no idea that I was going to be in treatment for a year or more. So I had my little 90 days, 3 months of FMLA. When it ran out, my insurance ran out, and I had to buy insurance, and I've never had an experience like that before. So I was like, oh my God, and part of the time I was in, I had an unexpected hospitalization. I had it twice while I was trying to do my chemo. And when I was still in the hospital, they came and brought me a bill for $900. I was like, what? But I called my best friend, who she was able to talk to me about. She was able to talk to me about it, and she was able to help me buy the insurance that I needed to cover me until I was to return to work. So that's a stress I really experienced when on my pick line. Back in the, you experienced it when you were on the pick line, waiting on those weekly medication shipments. Yes, yes. And I have to have my supplies shipped to me, and so far it's been going well. But I know many, many, many people who have had struggles with getting their the stuff that they need, and it could be stressful. So my solution to that is, if in any way possible you can have some backups and have your emergency kit, and you can, until your supplies come, have some extra money, a savings account or something, if you have to go excuse me, out of pocket on some situations. I had a copay a couple months ago for a CT scan or an MRI, whichever one it was, and the copay was $500. Now that I'm back at work, I'm like, what? But God is able, and so I didn't have any problem with managing that. But Shani says, I help some of my patients manage their ostomy in their home, and I've seen the stress of having no supplies. Sometimes I would get frustrated with the numerous calls from them, but hearing you helps me. Yes. So like income tax time, people are getting tax returns right now. Trust and believe, I'm going right over there and buy some more bags out of pocket and just put it up. And then, if something happens with my regular supplies, I'll be ready. Emergency kit, always have an emergency kit, and use those breathing exercises to understand better their frustrations. Yes, it could be quite frustrating. Can you imagine not having a bag? Your bag is full and you need to change it, and you don't have another bag. That could be very, very, very stressful. So I think with the grounding, and I do this one a lot, you know mindfulness and grounding is so helpful. And I still have, as a matter of fact, I still have this progressive muscle relaxation technique that I recorded on my phone years ago when I was doing mental health therapy on site. And I use it for myself sometime, and it feels good, and it's relaxing to hear my own voice, taking me through the technique. So that's something else that we can do. But the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding, that's a good one to use. Just coming in contact with 5 things that you see. It could be one of these pictures. If in my case, one of these pictures on the wall. Why did I put it up there? I can focus on that. Focus on 5 different things that I can visually see. Yes. Kendi K says, that's a good point. Supporting those who need support for their basic needs, for ostomy care, and even feminine products. Yes, personal hygiene products, all of that, So what about the 4 things that you can touch? I can touch, you got to come in contact with something that's going to bring you back to the center, especially if it's a type of stress that you can't control, you know, um, things you can hear, you know, uh, you can hear maybe somebody's out mowing the lawn, you can come in contact with that. Maybe someone is playing some music, or Kids are outside playing, and connecting into those sounds. What can you smell? you know and tapping into your senses is the bottom line. The wet towel method helps to doing that 5 times during a day to calm and center. So the wet towel, let's do that. I noticed the West Coast tends to have women's products available for free in many public restrooms. Yes. And I have been to a couple restaurants here in California where if you go to the restroom, there's somebody in the restroom with supplies for you too. You know, um, but I always try to stay ready, especially now that I have my ostomy. Those little bathtubs that I showed you guys in the premiere, and so inside the bathtub there was these little chips of soap. Sometimes I put them in a little Ziploc or a baggie, and when I go to the restroom, I use that to wash my hands because I don't necessarily want to use their soap or the soap that's in their bathroom. I just try to stay ready. I don't want to be stressed out about anything. And I always have my little, pouch, my little backpack pouch, or my travel bag with my ostomy supplies because, you know, it could stress you out, if you're not ready when something happens. And you tap in with your senses with the taste too. Tap in with something you can taste. The sunny spring weather has really brightened my moods. The Pacific Northwest can be so rainy and dreary and gloomy. Yes. And sometimes I like the rainy weather, but I just don't want it all the time. I just don't want that all the time. Sometimes I need that sunshine. Oh, thank you, Kitty K. I am really living my best life. And also with you all's help, because I have learned so much from you all, and I get a lot of peace and comfort and calm just having a regular engagement, even if it's not in a live, but I'm watching you in a video, doing a replay. Um, yeah, and all the different exercises and, rebounding and, health benefits of like juicing, all of these things help my life, you know, and so it reduces stress for me. There used to be lots of bathroom attendants back in the day, and for the elevator in the 80s. Now I only see the attendants in certain restaurants. Yeah, because we don't know what life is gonna do, but the best we can do is be ready with whatever we can do to be ready, and then reaching out. I call my best friend when things are going on. I'm not ashamed to say I travel for work, so having my own roll of toilet paper, you better believe it, is always a blessing. And speaking of toilet paper, has anybody been in a public restroom where you trying to get that toilet paper out of there and it just, it's on one of those big old industrial rolls and stuff, and it's hard to come off? Yeah. So I try to have everything I need, and I am chronic about wipes, as you guys have seen from other videos. I love having a bathroom attendant. They keep everything clean, smelling good. I, Girl, I don't know about fancy, but I'll be trying to be ready. Hey, Key, welcome in. Not able to chat, but you out in the bushes, but even in the bushes you can hear. So welcome in and happy Friday to you, and no stress. This is a no stress Friday. I just made that up, but it's a real one. Happy Friday to you. Yes. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to hear what other people are doing to manage stress, and you know what coping skills you have. We just had a loss with Miss Deb. I didn't know her, and I had just met the source, and so that was a stressful event and a very grieving event, you know. And at that time, he needed to be supported, because surely there was also not just the grief, but some stress around there. And so him being able to tap in to others and others being able to tap into him surely will reduce the stress that comes along with loss. And so I'm glad that I was able to be a part of that, and that I had met him just in the nick of time, you know. So I've been in the situation and I hate it, and it's hard. So I keep several little rolls of toilet paper for hotel stays and travel days. It keeps me calm. Absolutely. And you guys see me with my little travel size deodorizing lubricant, because even pancaking, and I know you guys know what pancaking is now because you've seen some of my other videos. But when everything tries to just sit right there, opposed to it going down into the bag where it needs to go, that's stressful for some people. Um, we need to have a good flow, and no, caking up and piling up and stuff, and it can be stressful. So I keep my lubricant in my deodorizer, and I could go anywhere at any time and manage my bag without disturbing other people, and manage that so that I do not become stressed about that. I still can't believe we lost Deb Real this week. Yes, let's keep the source in your prayers. Yes, and go by and visit them, check in with them, and let them know you're praying. Let them know, give them your condolences, and show them some love and give them some hugs. I've been hugging them ever since, even if I just go in and because he's been doing like little short clips and stuff too, and just tapping in to let him know that I'm there. How long have you had your ostomy? I just had my stomaversary March 5th for 1 year. So I'm still very new, uh, 1 year. And me and Lazy Daisy been rocking and rolling. Yes. And um, ostomy life can be stressful, but it can also be awesome at the same time. So it just all depends on how I'm managing and how others manage. I keep poop spray in my travel bag too. I hope most ladies do or should. And if you don't, you can check in with me and I got you. Yes. Hey, Motivated 2010, good to see you. Happy Friday and welcome in to you. We're talking about how we manage stress and some of the situations that come about in our life that can be stressful. And we're also talking about good stress and how all stress is not negative. So we're just sharing with each other what we do when we have situations, and how we manage and keep from spiraling out. Same here. I keep trying to show love to the source. Absolutely. Absolutely. We just keep right on doing that. Love the shirt. Be an overcomer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am an overcomer. And even when I feel like I'm not, I'm going to tap into someone that's going to remind me that I am. And that's another way to reduce and keep that rubber band from snapping. Check in with somebody, call somebody. Do a live. Any one of us that do a live, somebody's going to show up and we can have that engagement and connection and help ourselves reduce that stress. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Lala, welcome in. Good to see you. We're talking about stress, how we reduce it, how we eliminate it when we can, how we not try to control things that we can't control, and PTO days, exercise, surrounding myself around like-minded people. See, there we go. We just got some other ones. We just got some new stuff, if we had forgotten to do it. Yes. Yeah, checking in with Lala, checking in, all of us checking in with each other, and it absolutely works for me, and stay hydrated. Stay hydrated no matter what you do. Stay hydrated. Stay in contact with your providers. Check in with your stoma nurse. Check in with your primary care provider, your surgeon, your dietitian, whoever it is. Just check in, and don't ever, I know a lot of us are still working on being able to accept support. Ask for support and accept support. It's going to reduce stress to the 5,000 power. And it's okay. None of us can do any of this alone. So keep working on that if that's an issue for you, where it's difficult for you to accept support and ask for help. Continue to work on that and look at the pros and cons of asking for help and accepting support. Look at the pros and cons and see that you'll have more in your pro column than you will in your cons column. Cheryl, can you share the name of your new Cheryl got a new channel? What? When it is going to be live? Cheryl has a new channel, y'all. Now, I must have been sleeping on the job. Yes, Cheryl, can you share that with us? Because if we're going to be doing something new and great, I'm all in. Debt-free, Motivator said. Be as debt-free as possible. Yes. That way you're going to have some extra money. You're going to have some extra money over here. And when the emergencies come up, you can, be able to get that flight or, pay for that other person too who may need your financial support. Debt-free. Amen. Yeah. I'm not 100% there, but I'm doing pretty good. And all my extras go, in the pot and into my supplies. When I first heard I was going to have an ostomy, I melted down and I was like, what about this? What about that? But as it turned out, I was able to manage that stress and start thinking of proactive ways to manage my life with the ostomy, because that's it for the rest of my life, so I'm doing well with that, and I do have challenges and I share those challenges with you all, but I'm working on it. Managing my time helps me not get so anxious and stressed. Shani said, yeah, time management, and also organization, trying to stay organized, even in your house. A cluttered, unorganized house or work environment, or even your car. If your car is not organized, your house not organized, you're going to have an unorganized mind, and nobody can function effectively in that. Let me see if I can click on it. In the retirement pots for me. Fire. Right? You was ready. Yes. Yes. They say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Putting Cheryl's business out in the streets. Let her cook. Gotta love this, Lala. Gotta love you, Lala. Cook, Cheryl, cook. Cheryl is cooking up something real good for sure. Yeah, all of us, we stay cooking. If we ain't cooking, I just need to be cooking some real food and learning how to cook some real food. And then I will be another leveled up. Yes, fire financial independence, retire early. There you have it. There you have it, family. Yes, yes. So, can you guys share, since we all stress free? Can you share what you got going on for the weekend before we land the plane? Thank you so much, Candy K. I love talking with you guys. I love sharing real life things and checking in to see how we're all doing, and not just, none of this. I don't believe any of us have YouTube channels just for the sake of having it. I think every single channel has a purpose, and that we are not just living and doing for ourselves, but our focus is also on the lives of others within reason and with the balance, of course. But we're not just willy-nilly having a channel just to have it. Your weekend to work. So you're going to make work fun this weekend. You're going to enjoy it. And any co-workers that will be working alongside of you, you guys will be able to have a peaceful work environment because you're there, right? That's awesome. Okay, here we go. Sandra is joining Candy K Live for coffee and conversation tomorrow at 11 a.m. PST, 1 CST, and 2 EST. And you don't want to miss it because we just don't know what we're going to find out and what we're going to learn and what we're going to enjoy and laugh about in this coffee and conversation with Candy K tomorrow. And who knows what Sandra is going to say. Shani, do you work in a hospital? If you care to share. All right, Grant. Shani, do you want to share if you work in a hospital? I think she does because she is a medical professional. Yes. Motivated said, I will be at the flea market as a vendor, getting rid of, oh yeah, you did talk about that, getting rid of extra stuff in your home. Yes, you did. You mentioned that a few days ago that you're going to be doing it. So enjoy getting and decluttering the house, and enjoy those people who are going to be blessed with some of the things that you had in your life that you enjoyed. So now they get to enjoy. Yes, I did a lot of flea markets and pop-up markets. They call them pop-ups down here. I love a good flea market, especially with the spring weather. And did I miss anything in the chat? Kim K says I'm supposed to get a storage unit closed out. Thanks for the reminder, Motivated. Yes, yes. If it's in storage, what is it gonna do in there? Unless you're in transition, and you just really don't have the space right now. I will be tipping into my 3,000th watch hour with a bounce-a-thon this weekend. Oh my goodness. A bounce-a-thon. That sounds so good. Well, I got my rebounder and, I'll be bouncing. And if I can't bounce, I can still, I can walk and I can, I can still step. But I'm doing really good with the rebounder too right now. No complications. Though Shani said I'm out in the field 90% of the time. I'm an RN case manager who sees patients in their homes. What a great benefit it is to have a care provider come to your home to provide services for you, right? Kendi K say, y'all amaze me with your abilities to go message by message. I guess I talk too much on my live. Oh, I've done it before. I always miss something, Yeah, you go, La La. Yeah, bounce-a-thon. I love the sound of that. And let's get that 3K. Let's get it, La La. Let's get it. Yeah. So we all doing something, and it's just beautiful to see everybody enjoying life, even through the stresses and the challenges. We got this. And then what we don't have, God got the rest, right? So we keep moving, we keep serving, and we keep loving and looking out for other people. Now I see what you mean on some things. Yes. Yes. Cheryl got a rebounder. Oh, Cheryl got a new rebounder that was given to her by a company, and I'm going to demonstrate it. Yeah. That rebounded. I'm going to say it again. I never exercised really in my life outside of when I was young. I played baseball. I was shortstop, left hand mid, but in school, I failed PE. But ever since the rebounder, thank you, Cheryl. Ever since the rebounder came into my life, I'm exercising and I'm using the weights too. I'm juicing now, so that's what I'm talking about, our channels being a benefit to other people. We going 3K to 4K this weekend. Yeah. Yeah. And we just gonna keep right on growing. I'm almost to my first 1,000 watch hours. So, I'm just letting it flow, staying myself, doing what I need to do, giving up the information that I need to give, to help others, and just sharing my story, and just whatever people are receiving from that, it's a benefit. And, that's all I'm here for. And, to have a community and engage with a great host of people. Cheryl is leveled up for sure. Brand deal. Yeah, she cooking. She cooking. We're celebrating March wins on Shop Talk on Sunday in a couple days, y'all. Actually, this day, Saturday, and then Shop Talking. Yeah. Christy played shortstop in softball. Called her Rocket. Yeah. And I don't know. Cheryl was asking me the other day when I had the video where I was crocheting if I was left-handed. Well, I guess I'm ambidextrous because when I played shortstop, I had to use a left hand mitt. I could not catch a ball with my right hand. So I did a left hand mitt. When I crochet, I left hand. And some other things I just cannot do with my left hand. But I'm predominantly right-handed. Stay the course. These channels are growing so fast because your channels are good. Yes, yes. And our channels are good. And other people think so too. That's why some of us are hitting 3K, 4K, and you don't have to be, super big and gigantic to help somebody, to bless somebody, in the doing of your channel. Yes. Kendi K said, leap for joy, La La. I enjoyed your podcast playlist. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We're all We're all wonderful people, and I just love it. And I'm getting more, even though I still get the butterflies and the heartbeat fast when I come, but when I'm with you guys, I feel calm and I feel great, or I feel super excited and I'm bouncing around. But it's all good, it's all love. Love this live. Thank you. Thank you, Shani. Very positive and informative. This is my first time here. Yes, I'm here every Friday. Sometimes the time will fluctuate depending on how much work, because I do have a 9 to 5 and an extra job, but I work from home. So it's a little easier to manage, the YouTube channel and the lives. But sometimes on Friday, if I have a lot of stuff to do, I'll do it later on in the day. But mostly 8:30 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, PST, is when I'm here on Fridays. So thank you again for being here too. I appreciate that. It's good to have you here. It's good to have all of you guys here. And I simply adore you guys. And I'm always bouncing around on the channels that I love. Some channels I visit, some channels I love, some channels don't some channels are, things that I don't do or I'm not interested in. But if I run across a channel like that, I stay so that because I'm always looking to learn something new. So I stay, I stick and stay. And if I'm on your channel and I done clicked on a video, trust and believe, I'm watching the whole thing because I respect the watch hours. That should be a hashtag. Somebody hashtag that, respect the watch hours, right? Thursdays are my busy day for work, but it gives me an easier work day on Friday, so I am not complaining. Yeah, and how can we complain when we're employed, when there's so many people out there that are not? What part of Cali are you in? South, okay, so they call it South Los Angeles now, but South Central Los Angeles is where I live. And growing up, well, I'm not on the east side anymore. So on the east side, when I grew up on the east side, we called it the low bottoms. But I'm a little over here on the west side of South Los Angeles. And I live on a pretty good block and stuff. And the neighbors are wonderful. It all works out. Even if we can't make a live, you still need good long plays. You still have, I love the replays, the VOD, to show good engagement and keep the algorithm churning. Yes, and I love replays, and I'll tell you why. Because when I can't sleep at night, I could do a replay. And also, when I do a replay, if I need to pause, I could just push pause and then come back after I, have to go and take the trash out or for whatever it is. I love replays because I can do that in my own leisure. So I love that. And replays are easier to do than get into a live all the time. Oh, where in the Bay? I love the Bay Area. I work in San Francisco, even though I'm here. I used to live in the Bay Area, Alameda. I lived in San Leandro for a little while, and East Oakland, not West Oakland. And I've been a little little bit in what's that other city? Richmond. Yes, Northern Cal. Northern Cal is the best place to shop. You can get a mall on every off ramp. You can find a mall. At least back in the times when I was moving back and forth, you can find a mall, and there's so many bridges. I love bridges, and I love those bridges that open up, and for the boats and to travel through. I love that kind of stuff. You can find that in Northern California. We have a couple bridges here in San Pedro, California, but and the people in Northern California, especially Sacramento, just so much love and respect you can get from a person from Northern California. Yes, let's go Northern Cal, right? My work takes me to Fresno a couple times a year. Yeah, did I just hear? I feel like a fish out of water. I'm going to go ahead, you guys, and land this plane. I think the people are here to fix this car, and I don't want, yes. No, hold on one second. Okay, sorry, you guys. I apologize for that. Blooper number 2. But I knew it was going to happen during this time. But I'm still going to land the plane. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you guys through the weekend and the upcoming lives and videos that you are sharing. And be blessed on this weekend. Be safe. Manage your stress. Don't let that rubber band pop. Don't even have a rubber band if you can. Don't even have a rubber band. And go with God. I'll see you in the next one.
Living it stronger every day. Living it, finding my own way. Ostomy life, I say it plain. Correct, the cancer didn't win the game. Living it, confident and brave. Living it with Sandra Jane.